What's up everyone? I'm back. It's been a while. I know. On this video today, I'm going to pick my favorite Pokemon of each type, of each generation. But in this video, we're going to go from Generation 1 to Generation 5. Normal type, I'm not a big fan of the Pidgeys, but I do like Rattata. But my favorite will have to be Snorlax. My favorite fire Pokemon of this generation, I want to say Charizard, but I'm also big on Magmar. But I'm going to go with, I like Ninetales as well. I'm going to go with Charizard. Water, I'm going to go with my boy Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl is my favorite water type in Gen 1. I'm sorry. It's a tie between Blastoise and Poliwhirl, but you know what? I'll pick Blastoise for water, because I can pick Poliwrath for fighting. My favorite grass type of Gen 1 is actually Vileplume. I love Vileplume a lot. Vileplume and Victory Bell, it's a tie. My favorite electric type, I want to say Electabuzz or Raichu. I like Electabuzz better than Raichu. My favorite ice type in Gen 1 has to go to Cloyster. My favorite fighting type Pokemon in Gen 1. Oh no. My favorite fighting type is actually Primeape. So I want to put Primeape in fighting. And I'm going to put Poliwrath in water. My favorite poison type of this generation is actually Goldbat. My favorite ground type Pokemon of this generation is Golem. My favorite flying type of this generation, I like Aerodactyl. I'm going to change it to Charizard. My favorite fire type will actually be, I want to say Ninetales. I'll pick Magmar. Psychic type, I'm going to pick Alakazam, no doubt. But I do like Mr. Mime as well. Mewtwo and Mew, overrated. Bug type, I'm going to pick Beedrill. Just because it's so bad A looking, you know? My favorite rock type, I do like Rhydon, so I'll go with Rhydon. Favorite ghost type, the only three we have, Gengar. Dragon type, Dragonite. Dark type, I like the ghost sprite. Steel type, Magneton. Fairy type, I like Wigglytuff better than Clefable or Clefairy. My favorite starter has to be Blastoise. My favorite gimmick form, I do like the King Crab. I do like the Blastoise. It's a tough one, but I'm just going to pick one because I like them all. I'll pick Mega Alakazam. My favorite legend of Gen 1, it'll be Mewtwo. And my favorite out of all of these in Gen 1, I'm going to have to pick Poliwrath. Poliwrath is my #1 favorite Pokemon in Gen 1. My favorite normal type in Gen 2 is Ferret. My favorite fire type in Gen 2, I'll say I like Magcargo, actually. My favorite water type in Gen 2 is Politoed. My favorite grass type in Gen 2 is Jumpluff. They brought it back in Scarlet and Violet, and I was happy. My favorite electric type in Gen 2, I love Raikou. Ice is Piloswine, hands down. Fighting is Heracross. Actually, I'll put Hitmon top in fighting. Poison, I will choose Crobat. Ground type, Donphan all the way. My favorite flying type in Gen 2, I like Yanma. My favorite flying type is Yanma, okay? Psychic typing, I will go with Lugia. Bug typing, I will go with Scizor, of course. Rock, I'm going to go with Tyranitar. Ghost type, just Mischievous, the only one. Dragon, Kingdra. Dark type, will have to go to Houndoom. Steel type, I already have Scizor and Bug, and I'm going to go with Steelix. Fairy type, Togetic. Easy. My favorite starter has to go to Typhlosion. My favorite gimmick form, I'll have to go with Mega Ampharos just because it's majestic, you know? And I didn't choose Ampharos in electric, so I'll put Ampharos in the gimmick. My favorite legendary of all these is Ho-Oh, and my favorite in Gen 2 is Crobat. My favorite Gen 2 Pokemon is Crobat. Actually, I would choose Politoed or Jumpluff. I'm gonna pick Jumpluff, actually. I just like Jumpluff a lot. My favorite Gen 3 normal type has to be, I used to love Loudred and Exploud when I first played it, so I'm gonna pick Exploud. My favorite fire type is definitely Camerupt. Favorite water type, I love Milotic. I'm gonna pick Milotic. My favorite grass type, I like Breloom, but I like Ludicolo. Not too much of a fan of the Trico line. I know, I'm sorry. Ludicolo. My electric type, Magnetric. My favorite ice type of this generation is I want to say Glalie. I'm stuck between Glalie and Walrein. I guess I'll pick Walrein. My favorite fighting type of this generation, Breloom. Poison type has to be Seviper. Ground is definitely Flygon. Actually, I'll put Groudon. My favorite flying type of this generation is actually Altaria. Salamence just looks goofy to me. I'll pick Altaria. Psychic, I'm gonna go with either Lunatone or Solrock, so I'm gonna go with Lunatone. Bug typing, I will go with, I'll say Dustox. My favorite rock type of this generation. Oh, I can pick my Solrock and Rock. Ghost type, I'm gonna pick Dusclops. Dragon type, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna pick Flygon. Dark type, I'm gonna pick Shiftry. My favorite Steel type of this generation. Everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, Metagross, oh my god, blah blah blah, Metagross. I like Aggron. It has a better design in my opinion, even though Metagross is superior to most of these Pokemon. My favorite Fairy type, I do like Mawile, but Gardevoir is stronger. I'll go with Gardevoir. My favorite starter, Blaziken. I know y'all freaked out because I haven't picked any starter in the Gen 3 lineup so far. My favorite gimmick form, I love the Camerupt and the Altaria, but I'm gonna pick the Mega Rayquaza. My favorite legend of this generation, I'll say Rayquaza as well. And my favorite Pokemon in Gen 3, all together. There you go, Shiftry. Actually, no, I don't know. It's a close one. I want to say Flygon, but I also want to say Camerupt. I'm going to pick Flygon. Generation 4, starting off with normal. I like Staraptor. Staraptor is fantastic. My favorite fire type, Magmortar, fantastic. Water type, I'm going to pick Empoleon for water. Grass, I'm going to go with, I'll say Leafeon. Electric, I'm going to go with Electivire. Just goes hard, okay? Ice type, I'm going to go with Mamoswine, hands down. Fighting type, I'm going to go with Lucario. Actually, I like Toxicroak a lot too. I'm going to go with Toxicroak. Poison, I'm going to go with Drapion. Ground type, I'm going to go with, do I want Rhyperior or Gliscor? I'm going to go with Gliscor. Flying type, I will go with Hunchcrow. I'm going to go with Yanmega. Psychic, either Gallade. Actually, I'm going to go with Mime Jr. I love Mime Jr. I'm going to put Mime Jr. in my Psychic spot. Bug type, I'm going to put Yanmega. And flying, I'm going to put Hunchcrow. Rock type, I'm going to put Bastiodon or Rhyperior. I'll put Bastiodon in there. Ghost type, I'm definitely going to put Frostlass in there. Even though I love Mismagius. No, I'll put Mismagius. I'll put Mismagius in Ghost. Dragon, I'm going to put, I don't know, I guess I'll put Garchomp. Dark, I'm actually going to put Darkrai and Dark. Steel type, I'm going to put my boy Magneton in there. Fairy type, Togekiss. My favorite starter of this generation is Infernape. My favorite gimmick form is Mega Garchomp. Actually, Mega Lucario is cool too. We'll put Mega Lucario. There's no Lucario on here and people are going to be like, oh my god, Lucario, where is he at? Legendaries of this generation, I'm going to go with Garantina. And my favorite Pokemon of Generation 4, without a doubt, out of all these Pokemon I've chose, is Mamoswine. Generation 5 and the end of this video. Okay, normal type for Gen 5. I love Stoutland. I'm gonna go with Stoutland. My favorite fire type of this generation, definitely Emboar. I don't care what you haters say. Water type, I'm gonna go with Caracosta. Grass type, Forest Seed. Actually, he could be Steel type. So, Forest Seed will be replaced by, go the Lilligant there. Electric type is going straight to Electros. Ice type will go to Kyurem. Fighting, I'll give that to Emboar. Give fire to Darumaka. Poison, I'll give it to Scolipede. Sorry, this is Darmanitan, not Darumaka. Ground type, I'm gonna give ground type to Excadrill. Flying type, I will give it to, I'm gonna give flying to Archeops. Psychic, I'm going to give it to Reuniclus. Bug, I'm going to give Bug to Crustle. Rock type, Gigalith. Ghost type, I'm going to give that to Chandelure. Dragon type, I like Haxorus. And I like Hydreigon. But Haxorus looks so much better. Dark type, Hydreigon. There we go. Steel type, I'm going to give Steel to Ferrothorn. I'm going to give Whimsicott Fairy. My favorite starter of this generation is Emboar. Gimmick form I'll give to Garbodor. My favorite legend of this generation is Zekrom. And my favorite Pokemon in all of Gen 5 tie between Electros and Chandelure. I'm gonna do Electros, but I might change my mind later. Alright, so there you have it, folks. Gen 1, my favorite is Poliwrath. Gen 2, Jumpluff. Gen 3, Flygon. Gen 4, Mamoswine. Gen 5, Electros. If y'all want to see Generation 6 through Generation 9, and then all of my favorite at the end, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.